Hello, beautiful people. This is Rajeev, your host of the podcast Photo Country. Welcome back to another episode. This week, we are talking to Devanand Paul, an old friend of mine from the American College, Madurai. I met him when we were both students there. He then went on to have a really successful corporate career spanning India and Bangladesh. He recently left his corporate job and decided to pursue his passion, which is wildlife photography. He's especially passionate about birds. He's traveled to different parts of the globe, all the way from the mountains, the Himalayas, the savannas of Africa. And he's on a journey to visit many such beautiful parts of this world, document the flora and fauna of this beautiful planet of ours. So it gives me great pleasure to meet him on this podcast and to explore his journey and share his story with you all. So without further ado, let's get into the conversation.
Thanks, Dave, for accepting my invitation. Great to have you back on this podcast. I know we had a chat with you, on a previous podcast that I had. And yeah, at the beginning, when I was just starting my podcasting career, at that point, I was just starting podcasting. I was just still exploring the medium. But now I'm 40 plus episodes, talk to photographers from every corner of this globe, basically, right from New Zealand to South America. I've talked to photographers. Film photographers, solar can photographers, documentary photographers, photojournalists, and your journey has been fascinating. I've been following your journey ever since we connected again on Facebook, and you were, quite successful corporate career, heading an organization basically, and you were quite successful, and you left it at the top, which is quite fascinating.
Yeah.
I want to explore that, the decision, because it's not an easy decision to take, because it's your livelihood is at stake as well.
Yeah.
Right. So if someone has to, is interested in birding and in bird photography and wildlife photography in general, where does one start? Because, as a photographer, I know, when you get into wildlife photography, you need those long lenses in order to capture those, the animals in their habitat, right? You can't get to them close up, especially birds, right? So, and especially those lenses like 600 mm, etc., it's extremely expensive.
Sorry.
Right? They cost you an arm and a leg and a couple of your kidneys as well, right? So, having said that, how does one start off?
One, you can start off by just identifying the birds in your neighborhood. That's it. You just look out what other birds are there. That's the first level of interest. Then probably you can have a binocular, or you can see by eyes, you can see what is a bird. And then what you can do is you can buy a basic lens also. Even that, some other birds you can take photography. Just do it in neighborhood. You don't have to go to the forest. First do it in that one. And then refer to certain books, birding books that's saying what type of bird, everything. Understand that one. So that will give you a better understanding. And then once you know that you love it, then you can start investing for the lens as well as for the travel. Because there are two things are there. One is your investment for your lenses, and second is your travel. Because travel also costs you a certain amount of money, because you have to hire the right guide, go to the right places and everything. So, and these are places a bit far away and where general tourists don't come there. So you will have to invest for that also. So based on that, you can start planning. So when I started with a normal observation in MCC. I was using a small camera and capturing it. And then I bought a 400 zoom lens. And then now I have a 500 prime plus other lenses I have, different types of lenses. Okay. So it's not that only long lenses are enough, because if you go to Kenya, in Africa, the mammals, they have to be very close by. So you need a wide angle to shoot them. So it's not a one. So depends on that one. I used to use the lens. So if I go to Kenya, I have a 500 mm, I have a 200 mm, and then I have a wide angle. So 3 lenses I have it, so that I keep on shooting that one. Because sometimes the elephant is very close by. you have to use a wide angle. Then if it is a bit slightly far away, then you can use a 70-200. And if it is the birds are there, maybe 500 plus, you use the zoom lenses. So that's the way I do my photographs.
Right. So if I ask you what's in your camera bag, what will it be? Like your ideal traveling package?
So it depends on area to area. So if I go to Africa, so I will always have a full frame sensor camera, 3 cameras will be there, and definitely 3 lenses will be there, because wide angle, then mid range, and the zoom one. So telephoto lens we have. So there are 3 I'll have. But if I go to India, like if I go to a smaller part, I just carry only 1 lens, which is 500 mm. I don't carry anything else. I do. But sometimes if I go to missions where the birds are in the highest canopy, so then I may have 2 zoom lenses. One I have a 500 mm and one I can have an 800 mm also, so that I can focus the canopy birds. So these 2 things like that I carry. Because Canon right now, they have brought some good 800 lenses, cheaper lenses also, which I use it. Like right now, there is a Canon F11 800 mm lens, which is quite good for high canopy birds, which I can shoot that one. So that's the way I have 2 lenses. Depending on the terrain and type of birds, what I want to do, or mammals I want to do, I use the lenses like that. So there is nothing like fixed that everything carry on like this one. But one lens you can always carry with you is the 100-500 lens, because you can use it for your normal photography as well as as a zoom lens also. So that is something is a must for every travel. But otherwise, you can have certain specific lenses for your requirements based on the types of subjects you're shooting as well as the terrain where you are. Both like that. So if you go to Kenya or Tanzania, the landscape is so beautiful. So you may use a wide angle to capture the entire essence of the one. Okay. Or you go to Kashmir, you can capture the beautiful thing with the snow, with the pine trees, everything. You can do that one. So it depends on how you want to structure it. You can do the picture. Because if I want to take a habitat, I need a smaller lens. But if I want to have only focus on a species, then I may require a telephoto lens. It's based on that.
Okay.
So at least 3 lenses I have. So it will be wide angle, then mid range, and the telephoto at 500 mm.
Right. And I suppose you're a Canon shooter. Because once you get into wildlife, your equipment becomes really heavy, like especially your lenses, etc. Now you have mirrorless coming in as well. Do you think mirrorless coming in makes a difference? Or
yes, right now the cameras are very, very light compared to what I used to carry. Even the lenses have come, because cameras come with the RF lenses, where the lenses are very light. So very, very easy to carry. Earlier, carrying all the gear is a very, very difficult job. Okay, compared to that, right now it is lighter, but still, your bag will have at least 12 kgs of weight. You have to carry it. So that you can't help it. Earlier, it used to be 15, 16 kgs. Now, at least with 3 cameras, lenses, it will be at least 12 kgs.
How do you get through security?
So it's a very tough job, because they open up everything. So I have to, when I go for security, I know that, so I go a bit early. I take 3-4 trays, put all my cameras, everything. And that's it. But it takes a time. So I know that one. So I know how to pass through that one. So I keep everything in the tray and I go through that.
Yeah, that's interesting, because once you become a traveling pro, packing your bag becomes almost like an art form, right?
Yes. Because we know that what to do, and then I prepare for it. I pack it at least a week before, so that I don't miss out anything. Yeah. Because you can't do it at the last minute, because everything depends on what you do. So you're very serious in what you do, right from your dresses to everything. At least a week before you pack everything, so that you're full and full prepared. So last minute you don't miss out anything, because sometimes people forget the battery. Some people forget the charging cord, everything. So I have a clear type of checklist where I go through everything, right from carrying the camera, what are the your dresses you have to carry, all the things. So based on that, I do it. Because when you go to the forest, sometimes you need a leech sock. If you go without leech socks, you're gone. You will have a leech bite, and very difficult to take pictures there. So everything is very, very important when you go to forest. So you should have a clear checklist, and based on that, you should take your equipment.
True. Yeah. So that kind of segues into the next question, because the last time we chatted, you're talking about your approach when you're basically you're tracking a bird, you're hunting a bird or animal through your camera. There is a certain way you have to do it. There's one way is you kind of build a shelter and wait for the animal to sort of come to you. But birds are a different thing because they keep moving, so you have to follow them. But you can't move fast, otherwise they'll get um, they
Yeah.
kind of fly off. So how do you make sure you sort of track them and capture them where they are, like where you want to? There is a certain procedure and etiquette, right? Can you walk
Yeah.
me through that?
Yeah. So I'll just give an example. 2 months before, I went to a place called Dehid Pakkai in Assam. So I wanted to shoot a bird called great peacock pheasant. Okay. So now this bird, very, very difficult to shoot because it is though it's a pheasant, it's the size of, it's even the size is bigger than a house cock, like hen. So it is much bigger than that one. But still, that species don't come out. So it's very, very difficult to see the species. So, but we can hear the call of that one. So now we study the bird. Okay, so where it is, first of all, the location. So we know it is in this particular forest at this location. So we take the help of the guide. Okay, because the local person who knows the terrain, we take this help. And then he guides us and tells us that this fish in this particular location. So then we zoom the location. Then we study about the bird habit. So this bird is very active in 6 to 8 o'clock. Okay, so then we know that we have to be at 5 o'clock, we have to go there. Okay, we wait there, go to the forest, we wait there. And we know this bird will not show it out. But what we know is the bird makes calls. So through the calls, we'll be able to track the bird where it is there. So we sit there, observe it with the lenses, we keep our ears open. And when the bird starts making the call, then we start slowly approaching and wait for that location. And then at that time, at a distant location, the bird will come here and move, and then we can take a picture of that one. So this is something we have to understand about the habitat of the bird and as well as the behavior of the bird. If you have these things right, then you'll be able to shoot. But you can't just run and do it. Okay. And then in Vishnu Hills, I had to take a monal called scale-test monal. It's a beautiful, again, a pheasant family. It's a very beautiful bird. And this bird is very, very, very shy. So it never comes out in the open. So, but we learned that this bird crosses a particular road area and goes up the hill. So we were sitting in the road area from 5 o'clock in the morning because we thought the bird will come between 6 to 6:15. And that's the right time it comes. So 3 days we waited and only it came on the third day. And then we were about to shoot. By the time suddenly a truck came.
Wow.
So we had to stop the truck. I had to request him, please stop it for 5 minutes. Let's shoot it. Because otherwise the bird goes up, we can't shoot it. Then we shot the bird. The crossing was only for 5-6 minutes, but we took multiple shots of the bird. So like that, you'll have to plan the species and take it. So it's not that everybody you can be able to. And there are certain birds, you have to go to a height and sit and wait for them throughout the day, and then they may appear, and then we can shoot that one. So like that, every bird is done in a different way. You have to see the bird. So it requires a lot of patience, studying about the habitat, studying about the behavior of the bird, and how we should, anticipate and have a lot of patience for it. So then you'll be able to get the bird. Just going and shooting will never happen at all. It's very difficult to do.
True. So growing up as as a bird and wildlife photographer, were there any like influences that you had in your other photographers that you looked up to, who were your inspirations?
Yeah, because everybody, because so we grow up, see in the age of Facebook, so we can see multiple people posting everything, and certain people can ask them how they shot it. Okay, how they were able to get this picture, because somebody had taken, because last time, and I have one of my close friend, Vijay. So we both are very close, and we've been doing birding for the last close to 15 years together, birding and wildlife. So we have gone to across India, Kenya, every place we have gone. So Vijay is very good in that one. So he advises me how to do it, and he's very good in this, the way of camera settings and all. So that's something you learn from that person. And then we can learn from different people in social media also, because you can ask them, oh, you're taking an excellent picture, but how did you do that one? What was the setting? What was the achievement you do? So then people share it. It all it's like that one. And then we keep on learning. It's every day it's a learning for us. Okay, it's not that everybody's perfect. So things keep on changing, and every day we keep updating. And so camera settings keep on changing. With mirrorless coming in, there are so many options out there. So we have to study that one. We can look into YouTube. So look at how people are analyzing about the camera settings, everything. We study that, and then we do it. So to be a very good successful wildlife photographer, first you need to know about the species, the particular species, what is the behavior, habitat, everything. That is about that. And second is you should know about the camera settings, how to set your camera. It is not that small things, because every minute details plays a major part. Okay, so how much of, because you are in the thick jungle, there won't be light. So you have to know what is ISO I should keep, what is the aperture I should keep it, what is the shutter speed I should keep it, how is the bird moves, everything you should anticipate and then do the settings accordingly. So that has to be done very, very carefully, and you have to study it properly before shooting. Otherwise, you will not come with good pictures. You may see the bird, but you may come with hazy pictures or blurred pictures or whatever it may come like that.
So how do you handle low
That
light
is very, very important.
when you go birding? Like when you may have to do early morning or dusk, etc.
Yeah, because most of the species, because it's dawn and dusk, most of the birds are active. So now with the new cameras coming in, the ISO we can bump it up to 50,000, 60,000. We can go take, so that we'll get very good at very, very low light. You'll be able to take good pictures. And what we do is, again, for processing, the Lightroom has got a lot of facilities to reduce the noise and everything that picture, and facilities a very good picture. So these things are right now there. So most of the pictures come out beautifully well, because even for a camera person, after shooting, you have to go back, sit with a Lightroom and do a post-process of the pictures. Like you have to process it properly so that we bring the best of the pictures. It's not that we are altering the picture, but in a no light, how can you pump up the light in the settings? Everything we try to do that, and then we present the right picture. So that's the way we do it. So as a wildlife photographer, so three things are important. One is the species. Second is the cameras, equipment settings, everything. Third is your post-processing. So these three things are very critical to be a very, very successful wildlife photography.
Right. So how do you handle, like in low light, you said you have to bump up your ISO, and how do you handle the shutter? Because you have to keep,
because I shoot in aperture
priority.
Yeah, I shoot in aperture mode. So aperture mode. So what I do is I increase the ISO. Okay, so that I just look at the shutter speed. So minimum should be at least 1/250 should be my shutter speed. That is in a second, 120, 250 of a second, I can shoot that one, so that I get the right picture. Like that, I plan it and then shoot the birds accordingly.
Right. So aperture priority is recommended when you go through. So then
Yes. Wildlife, yes. So some people do manual, but I am very comfortable with aperture priority. So if you do macro photography, like for herping, like taking frogs in the night with a flash and all, people prefer manual. That is a better one. So it depends on what type of photography you are doing, you can do it accordingly. But I am more comfortable with aperture priority for wildlife.
Correct. Okay. So what's next on Devanand Paul's bucket list? Do you have...
So now, so I just went to Kashmir and came back in January. So after this, I actually plan to go to Sandakpur trek for a week-long trek. So I want to do a photograph of Smiling Buddha. That is the mountain range. It just called as the Smiling Buddha mountain range. So I want to capture that. Then I'll do a birding in Darjeeling side. And then after that, next month, I want to go to Cambodia. I'm planning to go to Cambodia, already planned. So I'll be in Cambodia to shoot Angkor Wat. So I want to do that one, and bit of wildlife also in Cambodia. Then in March, I planned for Thailand.
Wow.
So I'll be spending 3 weeks. I'll be in Thailand. And in April, I'm going to Arunachal Pradesh. So, which is a very beautiful place in India. So you should definitely visit, because there is no tourist, nothing there. You'll be only one person there, and you can enjoy nature a lot. It's a very beautiful place. So there's a place called Eagle Nest. So I'm going there for 2 weeks. I'm staying there. And then I'm going to Borneo, Malaysia in June.
Wow.
And July I'm going to Indonesia. So like that I have planned it.
Incidentally, do you remember DJ from, I don't know, or maybe he was after your time in American college? DJ and me were great friends, and we have a podcast together called
Okay.
Politics, Ecology, and everything else in between. It's about the confluence of all these issues. He's a political ecologist
Okay.
in the US, and
Okay.
he did his PhD work in Manas, and we've done a lot of
Awesome.
trips together,
He.
and we are also planning a trip to Indonesia, especially Borneo, in June.
Yeah. Borneo is in Malaysia. This part is in Malaysia.
okay.
Way. It's so because mostly to see the orangutans in the wild. So that is a place I am planning to do. Indonesia is
Yeah.
a very beautiful country. It's very vast. It has got 3 time zones, and most of the places are not explored at all.
That's where we are planning. Let's
You
see.
will enjoy it a lot.
So before we go any further, I have a very special sponsor. In fact, it's my first ever sponsor. So I'm super excited to talk about it. It's called Magic Mind, and it's seriously a magic elixir. I really don't want to add a sponsor if I don't believe in it, right? So I tried this product and it works like magic. When I'm working, it's usually around the 2 p.m. mark in the afternoon. My energy levels drop and I feel like a zombie. Drinking endless cups of tea was not really cutting it, and I couldn't really shake off that fatigue that comes at 2 p.m. every day. So when Magic Mind came along, I wanted to try this little drink, and man, it packs a punch, I should say. Big things come in small packages, and this is really it. After 3 days of drinking it, I feel it gives me a lot of focus, and it's definitely the energy drink for my mind. Why I like it is it's made from natural ingredients. It's got matcha, it's got ashwagandha, wow, and so much more. You guys are really going to love it. So, how can you get this? You can get it at www.magicmind.com/photocountry. And with the discount code Rajeev20, you can get up to 56% of your first subscription or 20% of your one-time purchase. That's Rajeev20 for 56% off. If you're already a subscriber, save on your next subscription payment. So you heard it from me, magicmind.co/photocountry, discount code Rajeev20 for up to 56% off your subscription. I would probably get a 30 pack because it's got the best value. Yeah, so that's Magic Mind for you. Go check it out. It's really the energy drink for your brain.
All right. So, what have you planned? I mean, now that you've shifted out from your corporate career and the whole world's your oyster, and you're free to do what you want with your time. How are you planning? Are you planning to monetize all this knowledge that you have in terms of running trips and stuff like that, or what is it that you plan?
Yeah, I don't want to be like a tour operator. That I don't want to do it because that is something I'm not interested. See, what I can do is I have started my website. So these are things maybe I can try to monetize it in 2 to 3 years time. That is a plan I have right now. So right now I'm focusing on my product, how the blog should look like, everything. And once that I set it right, and then things can follow automatically. So I know how to market it. So my corporate career, I have done it so well. So at some point of time, I will do that. So right now I'm getting the product right.
Right. Good stuff. So, closing this podcast, what is one piece of advice that you will give young photographers who want to do wildlife or birding in their photography?
So, if it is wildlife, definitely I tell people to understand the subject first. So not to just take the camera and shoot. First of all, understand the species, whatever species, where you can find the species, and how close you can go, and how to take pictures of the species. Because once you know the behavior, it's very easy to take good pictures. So that is the first thing. Second is understand the camera. So because people just take a camera and they just buy an expensive camera without understanding why that camera is required for. So because I've seen many people buying it, 2-3 months use the camera and then they want to sell it off. They buy for 5 lakhs and it is for sale in the market. So that also happens. So you have to, when you invest for certain things, ensure that it's for a long time. You want to do it. So invest in the right equipment. And third is do a good amount of post processing and try to share the knowledge with everyone. Because a lot of people I've seen, they just take a picture and keep it for themselves. They said it's only for, but unless you don't share it in social media and other ways to people, that knowledge you will not able to reach people. So that is something I keep on insisting people that unless you don't share it, it is everything is waste. Okay, because you can't say that I do it for my passion. Because when I saw pictures of various other photographers, I got inspired. The same thing when people see their photographs, many other people can get inspired. So you have to share it with everyone, that what are the pictures you've taken about species, everything. So that is the, a piece of advice I try to give to younger people.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Dev. Thanks for your time. It's wonderful to chat with you again, and all the best for your future treks.
So that's a wrap for this episode. Thanks everyone for listening to this conversation. Gives me great pleasure to bring this to you. We are almost like 48 episodes old now, and looking forward to completing 2 more and reaching 50 episodes. I would never have done this without all of you listeners and your support. So I hope you continue to give me that support to get 50 more episodes in the future. So thank you for listening. Do like, share, and give me feedback about this episode. And please subscribe to this channel so that I could continue giving you such wonderful content. Till the next episode, this is Rajeev signing out. Take care and keep clicking.